Okay. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was fixing myself. I did not know this was recording, but I'm going to leave this recording so you guys can see. But anyway, so my name is Edwin Diaz. You guys know me from the picture in the introduction video. Maybe I'll change it later. But I don't show my face very much in the courses, but I want you guys to know who I am personally and see that I'm not some high class executive on a 20th floor building with a nice office and some big sofas and a nice refrigerator in the back with some nice wine and food all around. Anyway, that sounded really good. But anyway, I'm just a normal person just like you. So I like coding. I love coding. I got a Facebook page too that you can look me up. If you want the Facebook page, you can always go to the announcements. I always got the links there. Or you can look me up, Edwin Diaz, Udemy or something, or coding faculty. But but here's the deal. I'm gonna make some mistakes like I do in most of my courses, but I'm gonna leave those lectures on and I'm gonna fix those mistakes. We're gonna make a lot less mistakes than what we made on one of my courses, on specifically on one there. This course is an improvement of all my courses, but in Node.js. So we're gonna build a really cool CMS system in Node.js, and we're gonna build it from the bottom, from scratch. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know, and we're gonna keep learning like really cool functionalities as we go along. And then we keep fixing some little bugs, just like we do in real projects. And you're going to learn real life stuff in this course. Okay, this course is more of a practical approach. And when I tell you there is a challenge, you go ahead and do the challenge, and then you compare your code with my code on the video, and that's how you can learn a lot. I suggest you write down the code with me because I know some of you are in a hurry and you skip lectures. It's a big mistake with my courses. Try not to skip lectures, okay? Because in some lectures I might fix something, and then when you jump to the next lecture, you're asking yourself, okay, where does that code come from? And I might have been fixing something on the last lecture or included something extra, because I always like to include extra things in all my lectures, okay? So that's a couple tips there for you. Let me give you another tip. Here in lecture number 2 is where we have all the files for the whole course. So we're going to have the project template files. That's where I give you the code, the HTML for the views. And we got section 1 to 6. I gave you some reference files there, some stuff that we're doing. Section 7 to 9, here are the files. We're going to deal with database a lot here. And so this is the section here. Well, not a lot, but only a couple different lectures there. It's good for you to have those files. And then we have the project, okay? I'm going to zip, and as you can see, there's already zipped the whole project. So you're going to have the whole project. And every time I create a new feature, that file is going to get updated, or I create another file and rename it to something else, CMS with pagination feature or something like that, okay? But if it doesn't say it, then everything is there. And if it's not there, let me know. Now, I want to give you a tip for those of you that want to learn this fast. There is no such thing as a magic pill for you to learn coding, or let's say in this case Node.js super fast, right? But there is a couple tricks, all right? You cannot learn it overnight. But the trick, one of my best tricks, is to pay attention. Turn off your phones. Close the windows. Close the blinds. Tell people not to knock on your door. Pay attention to every lecture, one by one, and you will finish the course. It's going to take you a little bit, but you're going to finish it. And every lecture builds on top of the lecture before that one, right? So don't skip it, okay? Write down your goals. Make sure that, let's say, for example, you are a type of person that can do only 2 lectures a day because you don't have time. Go ahead and do 2 lectures a day. Don't frustrate yourself because you can't do more. Okay? Frustration is not going to help you. So write down how many lectures you can do, and the best way to know how many lectures you can do daily is by trying out the course the first day, right? And you say, okay, Monday I can do around 5 to 6 lectures, right? And you write down your goals and say, I'm going to do this. And you try to do it. If you can't do it, don't worry. You do it next day. But always have your goals in place so that way you can finish the course. Because if you don't have goals, this course can take you a year to finish. You can go and do something else and then come back and then finish it, and it just doesn't work. Try to finish this course first before you do anything else. And I know it's hard to find time, but you can if you write down your goals, okay? So guys, I'm really excited. I want to thank you for joining me. For those of you that come from other courses, thank you for joining me here. I hope you like it. If you have any issues, if you see any problems, let me know before you post it in the discussion. It helps me make keep things clear. If you have some type of frustration and you want to take it out and put it on the class, don't do that. Send it to me, okay? I'm everywhere. Edwin@edwindiaz.com. You can private message me. You can go to my website and send me an email, whatever. But just don't clutter the classrooms with hate comments or frustrations, okay? Take it out on me and I can solve them for you, or I can help you do that. I want to thank you again for joining me in this course. I appreciate your time and your funds if you pay for this course. Again, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's make this one bigger than the one before and better. See you in the next lectures. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Hi, welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture, we're going to learn in a very simple manner what Node.js really is. And we're not going to go too much in depth about what it really is, but I'm going to give you the general concept of Node.js. Right here, if we go to their website, nodejs.org, we can see that it says it's a JavaScript runtime environment built on Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine. Okay, and now it says a lot of jargon here that you might not understand, but let me give you a summary on what this really means. So Node.js is this program that we installed in our server or computer, right, that uses this program right here called Chrome's V8 JavaScript engine, and this program is built on C++. So what Node.js is actually doing is using this program that Chrome or Google created that uses the language C++ to do other things that JavaScript cannot normally do. For example, by using this language, using C++, we can create dynamic page content, create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server, collect form data, and even add, modify, delete, or whatever we want to do with our databases. Okay, so Node.js is using C++ to do all these things here by using JavaScript. By allowing us to use JavaScript, we have a handle on this C++ language, and we can do a lot of cool things. Okay, that's what Node.js is. It's this environment where JavaScript runs and uses C++ to do other things. Simple as that. But one of the great things about Node.js, okay, is that instead of waiting for a request, for a response from a request, we could do other things while it's actually waiting on that request. You see, for example, on PHP, if you send a request to do something on the server, you have to wait for that a specific thing to finish before you jump into the next request. Okay? With Node.js, we don't have to wait. We leave that request on queue and we jump to the next one. Okay? This is what asynchronously means, or asynchronous programming. Okay? We don't have to synchronously, okay, without the A, wait for something to happen before we do something else. We can keep doing other things while that is happening. Okay? That's also called non-blocking. And this is why Node.js is very memory efficient. So you can build really large applications using this because we don't have to wait for something to finish to jump into the next request. Pretty cool stuff. And this is it. That's what Node.js is. It's like a middleman. It's like giving JavaScript superpowers with the language C++. Okay? So don't overthink it. Now, npmjs.com or .org is the website where we download packages for Node.js. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, repo website in the world. Simple as that, guys. So that's it. There you have it, guys. This is my simple explanation for what Node.js really is. And I'll see you in the next lectures. If you have any questions, please post it in the discussion. You can find out more information about Node.js by Googling who created it. Okay. Node.js creator, for example. And you can see that it's this guy here called Ryan Dow. You can find out a lot more information here. I just wanted to give you the brief summary on what it is. Hopefully that helps you out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next lectures. Welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture, we are going to be installing Node.js in a Mac operating system. If you have a Windows computer, jump to the next lecture. Okay, so we're going to learn a couple different things here. First of all, we're going to download Node, install it, and add it to our path in our computer so we can find it very easily. So for those of you that have Node, just make sure that you have it by typing in node hyphen version in your terminal. Now, if you don't know what your terminal is or where it is, make sure that you go to Launchpad and type in terminal there. And terminal is where we execute our programs directly in our computer. Okay? And if you're taking this course, chances are that you already know what it is. But I'm always saying that because this is a beginner's course. So I'm always taking it all the way down to the beginner's level. Okay. So if you don't see anything, if you type in Node and you don't see anything there, it's because you don't have Node or it's not in your path. And I'll show you that later on what that means. Okay. Basically, we can't find it like that. Now, we can also try to find it by going to the user local bin directory. And we can say cd. I'm not going to show you a bash bunch of commands here, just the simple ones that you can, if you don't already know it. So we can go to the user bin directory here. And this is where all your executables are located. ls, and you can see that we have a whole bunch of different programs here. Let's clear that out. And if I type in ls hyphen la, we can see more stuff. But anyway, let me clear that out. So this is where all these executables are located. And if I go there and I try to look for Node, I can see that I already have it installed. So it's done, this is alphabetically ordered. So if you look after the M, you can see the N's. And if Node is not there, then you don't have it. If it's there, you have it. And you can really find out what version you have by typing in user local bin like this. And actually, node hyphen version. Just like this. Enter. And you can see that you have what version you have. If you have a really old version, I suggest you go to their website like we are going to be doing now and downloading the newer version. The newer version will override the old version. Okay? All right, so that's done there. Let's go and download Node.js for those of you that don't have it. Or for those of you that want to update it, nodejs.org is the website. Enter. And as you can see, we have two links here. The current version, which is the current version that we have available now. If you have a higher version, do not worry. This course is always updated, and it's not a course that's going to get outdated because we are always using the core foundations of Node.js, all right, which is very rarely changed. Okay, so current version or the most stable version, which is older always, we're going to download the most current version. I'm going to download this again even though I have it because I want to show you step by step how this is done. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to the installer and it's telling me where it's going to install. And it's telling me it's also going to install npm, which is Node Package Manager. This little program here, and you're going to see this later on, helps us download packages for our Node applications. It will download our packages and we can just include it in our files or scripts. Okay, I'll show you that later. So we're going to follow the prompt, agree, installed, my password here, and done, installed and installed. And this is where it is installing it, just like I showed you in the beginning. So now you can go to that path just like we did before a couple seconds ago, and you can verify that it is there. Or you can type in what I showed you, and you should see a version there. Okay, I'm pressing my up arrow key to go to the next command and my down arrow keys. Okay, and if you have it in your path, of course, if you're typing node, you can get it like this. Okay, Anyway, so we see that we don't have it available like this. We should be able to type in node and see it. So in order to get this working, we need to add the path, this directory, this path to our path variable in our computer. So our computer can find the executable for node or any other executable we find in that bin folder. Okay, if I run Mongo or MongoD, okay, you can see that it's not working. And even though I have these programs in my executable, in my user bin folder, they're not working just because my computer does not know where it is. So in order for us to add that, we need to do a couple things. Well, we can do it in two different ways. We either add it to the path file, and the path file is in here. So I'm going to type in sudo. Let's clear this out. So sudo for super user. Nano is the editor that I'm going to use, which is a pre-built editor for Mac. And I'm gonna go to etc /etc path. Enter my password. And now you can see here that I have some lines of code here. If you don't have this path, if you don't have this file, Nano will create it for you automatically. So don't worry. If you don't have anything here, do not worry. So I'm gonna add that path, user or USR, okay, local bin, just like that. Control X to save, and Y, yes, right here. You can see that we got no, N for no, and Y for yes. I'm gonna press yes, which is a Y, and enter. Okay. Now Node should be available. If I type in Node, it doesn't work, right? But that means that I have to open another terminal to kind of refresh this. So I'm just gonna close all that. Gonna find another terminal. And if I type in Node, you can see that it gives me another prompt. That means that I'm inside the Node program now. So if I type in, let's say, no 1 plus 1, enter, it gives me 2. What about 245 times 345 or 354? So 345 by 354, enter, that is what I get. So I'm able to play around with programs here. What about a variable? House, goes house is my house. Don't worry about what I'm writing. It says identify, but if I type in house now, you can see that I was able to save this variable there. And when I type in house, the Node program will return to me the value, which is pretty cool stuff. Now I can grab that value and put something else in there. Let's say I love this house. Enter. And now if I type in house, you can see that I get that. But anyway, that's out of the, we're not going to be playing around with that. Control C and Control C. Let's get out of this real quick. So that's the Mongo shell there. I mean, not the Mongo shell, the Node shell. So if I type in Mongo D here, you see that that program is working now, right? Now, Control C to get out and turn that off and clear. So all my programs, all my executable located in the directory of user bin, local bin here. All these executables are working now just because I was able to add this path right here. Okay, so this is how you do that. Now there's another way of doing it. And guys, if you don't have to stay here to, you don't have to actually learn this to continue with the course. So you're welcome to skip this. This is just extra stuff that I wanted to show you. So another way of doing this, okay, is by creating a file called .bash. If you don't have it, we'll find out. Profile. And this file is supposed to be in your user, in your home directory, in your user directory or the home directory. You can get to it by typing cd tilde, which is a key located under the escape key, a symbol. So cd tilde pwd for current directory listing. And as you can see, we have the directory. This is our home directory. And if I type in ls, I don't see anything there that has to do with the bash profile. But if I type in ls-la, now I can see the dot system files with the dot notation in the front. You see the dot? So now I can see this file here. If you don't have it, you need to create it in order for this to work. Again, you don't need this for this course. But if I type in nano, the editor, bash underscore profile, if you don't have it, it will create it. Enter, I have it. So now is another way of kind of not hacking it, but making sure that our path variable works. So that our path for our executables are included. So this is how we can do it here in this bash profile. This bash profile file can be used to do a lot of things. I'll show you some of my aliases that I got. So in a command prompt, if I type in XAMPP, this would take me, this will go cd application XAMPP htdocs. It would take me to this specific location. Instead of me typing this manually every time, I can just make an alias and type in XAMPP. Okay, I'll show you that right here. So XAMPP, see, I'm in htdocs now. So that's why I love the bash profile. Okay, so here to change that, to add this path to our variable path, I would say path equal symbol quotes. I don't believe you need to use quotes, but I do. And dollar symbol, all uppercase path, colon, and then hopefully I get this right the first time. Then we type in the path, right? Bin. Simple as that. Now Control X and Y for yes. Done. Now I can just, let's actually go and take this off from the path. Let's just comment this out. Command the symbol, Command 3 in my keyboard. Command Control X and Y for yes to get out. There we go. So now this should work no matter what. So now if I type in node, it works. Node hyphen version, it works. Let's go back to that file again, profile, and I'm gonna comment this out with a number symbol there in front of it. Control X, Y for yes. I'm gonna get out of here, open a new terminal and type in node, and you see that it doesn't work. Okay, now which should you use? I like to put that in the path myself, paths file. So I'm gonna go back here, uncomment this out. I have it like this, but you don't have to. It's easier to have an extra file and not mess around with a path file, just to have something like this so you can modify things in your computer. Okay, it's just easier instead of modifying them directly. But just to make it easier, I put it in the path variable there, so I always have it. So now I can execute my node from anywhere. Okay, now of course this is not working. I have to come back here. Oops. There we go. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this taught you a couple things that you did not know. And I'll see you in the next lecture. In the next lecture, we're going to see how we do this with Windows. Take care. Welcome back, my dear students. So for Windows users, to install Node is pretty simple. All you have to do is basically the same thing we did for the Mac operating system. You just go to the website nodejs.org, and here you're going to encounter two links. One for the current version, and if you see a higher version on your end, which you probably will, do not worry. We have designed this course to make it so it's available to all future updates. And if it's not available, I will make it so. But most of the things that we are going to be discussing and learning in this course is core foundations of Node.js. Really, really core stuff, not just stuff that gets outdated all the time. So don't worry. So the most current, the most stable version is gonna be the lower numbered version, and this one's gonna be the higher for the, of course, the highest version. I'm gonna download the highest version, and I did it twice there. But anyway, if you can just click it from there, or you can just download and run the installer. Okay, it's super simple, super simple. Let me just cancel this. And for me, it's gonna tell me to either change it, repair, or remove it, just because I already have Node. But for you, it's gonna tell you to install it, and it's gonna give you a couple things that it's going to install. The Node Package Manager, which is a little program that we download packages that we can use in our Node applications, and you're gonna see that later on. Some online documentation shortcuts, and it's gonna add it to the path, right? So nets and nets, and it's going to install Node. Now, to verify that it is installed, you can go to your terminal, cmd, and type in node hyphen hyphen version, and it should give you your version number. Okay? So node space hyphen hyphen version. Now I use a shell here for Windows that is very similar to Linux operating system, which when you are developing, especially like I do in PHP and some other languages, that we deal a lot with, very low level technologies. And when I say low level, meaning something like C, C sharp, something that's closer to Linux, is closer to the machine than, let's say, other high level languages like JavaScript or anything like that. When we are closer to the machine, we want to deal a lot with the terminal. All right, and even those with higher level languages like JavaScript or something far away from the machine. When I say machine, I mean the CPU, the machine code, lower level languages that have more control over your computer. So when we deal with high level languages like JavaScript, we don't need to use that much, the terminal much. We use editors, but I like to use the terminal a lot when I use tools. So for that, Git Bash is a really handy tool that I use because it resembles Linux operating system a lot. So if you go to Git, and I use GitHub a lot too, and I use Git for version control, but it has a really cool shell that I use. It's very similar to Linux to the Mac operating system as well. Okay, so if I say CD desktop here, or CD / pwd, you see it's very similar to our ls. Okay, very similar to Linux. So very, very, very similar. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching this lecture. That's it for installing Node. And like I do in most of my lectures, don't get frustrated because I show you some extra things. It's just this is a beginner's course, and some of you do not know this information. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lectures.